Hey everybody, welcome to WP EasyCart. In this video tutorial we're going to walk through our MailChimp extension and how to connect MailChimp. MailChimp's very popular obviously for sending out email, newsletter campaigns, but it's a really powerful tool to add to WP EasyCart's e-commerce system because it can take orders and information and let you build automated systems that you can send out to your users based on what they purchase and such. And so this is an updated video. I know we used to have an older video on MailChimp, but the system has changed slightly in terms of the user interface, and it can be a non-intuitive experience trying to set up. And so maybe a video walking through how to establish this is a good way to take a look at this. Now, just to kind of cover MailChimp and what we have here in our demo is I've got just a simple WordPress site with WP EasyCart installed. I've got some demo products here entered that I'm going to sell on my website, and you can see those here on the front end. Users can just click on these and add them to a shopping cart and check out. What we want to do is, because EasyCart is really just an e-commerce system, we want to take all those subscribers and order information and dump it over into something like MailChimp, because they specialize in actually sending out automated emails. They specialize in sending. They specialize in, mass producing newsletters, which EasyCart doesn't. And the nice thing about using a service like MailChimp is that it takes that load off of your server, and you're using more of a professional system like this. And I should note too that MailChimp isn't the only solution within EasyCart. If you are looking to send emails, you can always go to Settings and Third Party. And we have several other options here, such as MailerLite, ConvertKit, ActiveCampaign. Some of these, I think ConvertKit, we do send order information, so if you want to set up some automation rules, you can do that. Something like MailerLite or ActiveCampaign, they're much more of just sending subscriber information. Now, just briefly to kind of touch on that before we get started here, it is important to understand the difference between users and subscribers. Users are people who have placed orders. Their user accounts here show up under EasyCart with billing and shipping addresses, things of that nature. Subscribers are a little different. These are people who are opting in to your newsletters, your communications that you might send afterwards. And users have to agree to do that, of course, by law. And if we just add something to the shopping cart, just like I'm a user out here, and let's go ahead and pull up the shopping cart, and I'll just start through the checkout system. Anytime you're going to do that and create an account, you'll see down here that we have to allow the user to opt into subscribing. So if a user does check this box, that's when they would show up in your subscriber list. If they actually order something, they may show up like I have 3 user accounts here, but they may not show up in your subscribers. So they're 2 different platforms, and just make sure everybody knows what that is within EasyCart. 2 very different scenarios as well. And so that's where we're getting subscribers. So what we want to do in this tutorial, I know people want to install MailChimp, that's probably why everybody's here. I just want to get everybody up to speed in terms of we have a store. Over here we have some EasyCart, we have our a few sample orders, for example. I have a few demo products here, and let's take a look at how to connect that. So this is a premium extension, so first off you do have to have an EasyCart premium license. And if we jump out here to WP EasyCart, first thing you need to do is get the actual plugin. And so what you're going to do is you're going to come up here to the premium content, and you're going to scroll down here, and you'll notice these are all the premium extensions you get: Facebook, ShipStation, including MailChimp, and this is where you can download the plugin. We also have instructions here where you can get this video or written instructions. So first off, grab the plugin, and then what you're going to do is you're going to come over to your plugins and you're going to go add new, and you're going to go ahead and upload your plugin. Okay. Once you upload it, it's going to show up in here as WP EasyCart MailChimp. Okay, and you should have obviously the core EasyCart plugin. You should also have EasyCart Pro, which is the Pro and Premium plugin, and then this is going to add the MailChimp functionality. Once you install that, it's going to show up here under the extensions section, and this is another way you can view all of our extensions. And you can see here I have MailChimp installed, so it shows up. And here we are at the kind of installation of setting up MailChimp. Now, it requires three things. It requires an API key, a subscriber list, and what store are you working with on MailChimp. Okay, so let's take a look at the API key first. So to get that, we're going to have, this is just an empty, basically a startup MailChimp account. This is really not that intuitive, so this is where I think a lot of people get messed up. We're going to come down here and click on the account and billing section, and what we're trying to find is the API key, and it's under extras and API keys. It's kind of hidden. A lot of people would never look there and find this. All you have to do to create a new key is just click create new key. You're going to give it a new name, and that's all you need to do. It's going to give you an API key here. You just need to copy that key. You can revoke them if you don't want to use them anymore, but you need to copy and paste that key. And so we'll just copy and paste this one here, for example, into the API key section. The next thing it wants to know is what is the subscriber list. Now this is not going to be something on EasyCart. This is actually going to pull from MailChimp. So you need to save your changes. And when you do, if this API key is working, you can see all of your MailChimp lists here. You can't create this over on in EasyCart. You have to create it on MailChimp. So let's take a look at how to get a subscriber list going. This is actually called audiences, and if you come over here to audiences, you'll notice there's no place here to set up a new audience. It's very confusing. And so what I did here was I went to all my contacts, and of course I don't have any contacts in here yet. No subscribers, no contacts. And what I want to do is go to settings, and I can set up an audience name and defaults. It seems kind of hidden, but this is where I can give it a new name. I can name it whatever I want. I called this one Dev3. I call it WP EasyCart Test Audience. You can set up some other information here. I'll let you do that, but I'm going to save this. And so I've got WP EasyCart Test Audience. If I jump back over here to my settings in my WordPress and just hit refresh, you can see it now pulled that information in. So it's pulling the subscriber audience list from MailChimp. This key is working. I got the audience list. That's great. That's step 2. The third step is we want to set up a MailChimp store. Now what's going to happen with the integration is it's going to have your customers, it's going to have your products, and your orders all syncing. And so you can on MailChimp create, for example, emailers based on what customers ordered or what products they have. So in order to do that, you need to have essentially a store on MailChimp. Okay. Now there's a couple ways to create one. If you come over here to website, you'll notice there is a store menu, and it wants you to go ahead and set up a store. And if you walk through their wizard, they're going to have you add products, they're going to have you set up shipping and payment gateways. It could take a little while to do that, setting up your store, but that works. If you came over here and refreshed, you would see that show up in your list of stores. We have another way to do it which is a little quicker, and that is to do it through the API here. So I'm going to go ahead and create a new store. I'm just going to call this my test store dev3. You can give it an email, and I'm going to say create store. And it does that for us. And if I come over here to my store section, they don't really give you a good way to go through here and view your stores, to manage your stores. I can't see all of my stores. It's a little bit confusing to figure out where that is. Okay, and if you come back over here and you refresh things, you have some options here too. These are a couple of the stores that I've made up beforehand. I'm going to go ahead and select one of my stores that I did, and I'm just going to save changes. Okay, and these were made through the create new store functionality. Okay, now it looks like we have all three things set up. I'm also going to do one more step here, and I know this seems kind of hard and kind of unintuitive, and it is. It's kind of a weird setup to get all the way through here. We've got the API key, we set up an audience, we set up a store. Now we're going to go to integrations and manage your integrations. And these are all pre-built integrations, and one of them is this custom website right here. Okay, you can also access it right here from their menu, just custom websites, and I'm going to open up the custom website section. And this is where it's asking for what is the connection, what is the audience. You can see we have that selected here. You could put in custom code if you needed to. They'll even give you some code here. You can copy that and paste it into the head of your website, which is great to do. We've already done some of that step, and they don't let you come back in here and redo it. But I can show you that real quick. If I jump over here to my website, they'll give you a little script, and you can do this, add this script a lot of different ways. You can do it through your theme. You can do it through Elementor if you use Elementor. Anywhere you can paste the head of your document. And for example, I have Elementor here in a custom code section. It lets me paste some code into the head of my document. So the code should look something like this. It's just a little script. You can see it's calling chimp static, and this is the user ID. It's a little JS file that it's calling. That's going to load in the head of my document every time somebody goes to my website. So if you're on here and you're surfing my demo site, then this is loading. And so MailChimp wants you to do that here. It gives you a couple of steps. So make sure you maybe walk through and insert that into your system. Okay. Next, we're going to jump back to, let me see, we're going to jump back to our extension and MailChimp. And we've now got the API key connected, we've got the audience connected, we've also connected to an actual store. The next thing we want to do is actually sync our data. And if I jump over here, okay, we have customers, we have products, and we have orders. And you may have info here, you may not, that's fine. But you're going to want to go through and click the sync orders system. And what this is going to do is it's going to take all of your EasyCart information and it's going to put it up there on your MailChimp account. I'm going to go to my products and I'm going to sync those. Okay, so it's put these products up there. I'm going to jump back now and I'm going to go to my customers and I'm going to sync my customers. Okay, and you can see this is some old data, but you can see these 3 new customers just got inserted into my MailChimp system. And those would be equivalent to my EasyCart users here. Okay, so it just inserted these 3 users. Okay, if we jump back over here to MailChimp after we've synced everything, we can go to all contacts, and we can see here that we have 3 contacts. One of them is a subscriber. Okay, and what that means is, again, if I come back here, I have 3 users, but I only had 1 subscriber, which was this person. Okay, who opted into actually more subscriptions. So as you come into MailChimp and you start building campaigns, you're going to probably only send things to your subscribers, simply because you want to make sure that people have opted into your system. Okay, that's pretty key. And at this point, you have pretty much everybody installed into your system. Everything is synced over. Here's my 3 users, one of which is subscribed into the system. Okay. And if you need to, you can always jump back over here to your MailChimp system, and you can always resync things as well. Okay, so if I ever want to resync or something got out of sync, I can come over here and resync my orders, and it'll just make sure that that stuff is in your EasyCart. Okay, I mean up in your MailChimp system. Okay, so let's take a look here too now. Let's go ahead and come in here as a user if I buy something. This is just kind of a last little bit to show. As you check out, we'll go ahead and check out just like a regular user. I'm going to go ahead and put in, that guy's got an account, I think. Yeah, that's going to be kind of a pain. Let's go ahead and create a different user here. I'm just going to say 224. This is US 224. I'm going to go ahead and create an account. Oops. And I'm going to go ahead and say this guy is going to subscribe. I'll call this EC Dev3 tester. I'm going to go ahead and go to shipping. So this user is going to purchase something and he's going to subscribe to the email list. And I'll just pick a shipping. And I'll just put in a test credit card. And I agree to the terms and we'll submit the order. Okay, so this user test at test123 US 224 has actually gone through and finished purchasing something. If we come back to MailChimp and refresh, we now got 4 users, 2 subscribers. There's our user. This test at test123 224. We actually collect the revenue from him. So if I open this user on MailChimp, I can actually see what the items are that he purchased. I can see that it came through the API key. I've got his email, first and last name, address information, so on and so forth. At this point, everything is turned over to MailChimp. So if you want to go through and set up automations or any rules or anything tied to these things, you'll have to work with MailChimp in their system to do that. They may change what it looks like next month, but at least this is up to date. This is kind of showing the newest process to make MailChimp work. Hopefully you find that useful. Like I said, we do have some online documentation, and this is also an option for our premium users. So if you've never purchased EasyCart Premium, you might check that out on our website at wpeasycart.com. Thanks for watching.